Hello guys, today's video we have for you two booster packs from Magic the Gathering Homelands. Now, it's the year 2025. These booster packs came out in October of 1995, and we're now in October of 2025. So these things have been sitting sealed in the wrappers for 30 years. And today you get to see them get unwrapped. And we're going to check out the cards inside. And I'm going to talk about them. So let me give you a little background about why I'm making this video. And that is because what I want to do is get back into Magic and create a vintage deck. You see, many years ago, when I was a kid, I got a revised edition starter pack of Magic the Gathering. And I might have played 2 matches and never played again until about a month ago when the Magic the Gathering Spider-Man set came out. I gave it another shot, 30 years later, and I'm kind of into it, I played a little bit of Magic the Gathering Arena, the online game, and I'm kind of liking it. I like the mechanic. I like tapping for lands and playing cards, summoning creatures and other spells and such. But what I had an idea of doing is those cards that I took so good care of in my starter deck, those cards, I want to play them. I don't just want them to sit in its starter deck box for so long. Like, I want to play them. And of all things, when I checked what I had, from 1994 when Revised came out, I have this card, which back in the day, I didn't even realize that this was like a special card in any way, but it just seemed like a blurred out land to me. But it turns out this is a dual lands card that's highly desirable. And it doesn't look like much. It's a little bit washed out, but I guess the value in it is that they're not going to reprint dual lands like this anymore, or they've agreed not to. That is Magic and Wizards of the Coast. But yeah, it's kind of a really interesting card. I'll probably sell this one. It doesn't have a whole lot of meaning to me, like personally. The other cards in the deck of Magic, I believe, hold more value to me, like that I would actually play. Like this thing, if anything, I would probably sell it and use the money to buy more cards so that I can play with some of my vintage cards and make some decks out of them. I got an idea of creating like a dual color deck using vintage cards and then just playing against each other like with my family, my kids. That's the plan. Right now, I don't think I have enough, or maybe I do have enough of my cards because I have revised and I have 4th edition. And today's episode, let me not get too carried away, is about Homelands, because one of the cards that I had in my vintage cards was this thing. And this is a card from Homelands. And somehow it managed to get into my collection all those years ago, back in 1995, maybe early 1996. And I said to myself, why do I have revised cards? And all of a sudden there's this Homelands card. Did I trade for it? How did I end up with this card? And I thought about it a little bit, and I guess it turns out I figured out that back in the day when I used to go to my comic book store and buy comic books, every once in a while the lady at the comic shop would throw in some loose singles of certain cards. And for whatever reason, I guess she had some extra Homelands cards back in the day, and she dropped this thing in there, maybe hoping comic book readers would maybe get into Magic. And yeah, so that's how I ended up with this Willow Fairy. And let's talk about this Willow Fairy. He is a 2-cost mana, 1 power, 2 health, and he has flying. So not all that powerful other than he has flying. But that brings us to what I was talking about earlier. I want to create some decks with my vintage cards. I'm hoping to find things that I can use in these two booster packs. And we're 5 minutes into this, a little past 5 minutes. So let's get to it. First thing, let's talk about the price on these things. Pretty much the only place you're going to be able to find them is eBay, maybe yard sales, maybe collectors that kept these packs. But back in 1995, these cards cost $1.95, and there was only 8 tradable game cards in it. Published by Wizards of the Coast in Renton, WA. What is that, Washington? Made in Belgium by Cardamundi. My revised set was also made in Belgium by Cardamundi. Does anybody speak Belgium, or is that French? Cardamundi. Carda, I would say, means cards. Mundi sounds like world. In Spanish, you would say mundial would mean worldwide. So cards worldwide, I guess, might be the people in Belgium that made it. Homelands, the tap symbol, and the mana symbols are trademarks of Wizards of the Coast. It's kind of cool. They have the little designs there. All right, let's get into this. Hidden away by a mysterious wizard for generations, the forgotten world of Homeland awaits discovery. Revealed within are many peoples, cultures, and creatures in a realm of complex allegiances and sinister plots. What secrets will you uncover as you venture into Homelands? Oh, actually, the price is $1.75. So ChatGPT AI, the all-powerful AI, was wrong. It said $1.95. But it's written right here in the card, $1.75. Sometimes ChatGPT does know quite a bit of things, but it's not always perfect. So a little thing about booster packs. I guess what people sometimes do is they'll map the booster deck where all these cards come from, and if they pull a rare, they'll sell all the other booster decks, so you can almost be guaranteed to not have very good cards in these. That's called mapping booster deck, I believe, or booster box. The other thing that they could do, I don't know if they can do it on these cards. Maybe they could, but they kind of stretch out the card in the back because they know which one is the rare. And they're able to kind of like see a portion of it and say, hey, look, this is a very good card. And they'll open it up, take it out, then put another card in there and reseal it. So why am I not worried that happened to me? The reason is because there's not very expensive or rare or valuable cards in these two booster packs. I think the most expensive one is like $15. So would somebody open this, get that $15 card, reseal it, put it back in there, and risk their reputation for 15 bucks? Probably not. So that's why I've got no fear that these are open packs. Like, I know these things, when I open them, these are my cards. Everything in here is sealed. Whatever's in there, I'm the first person to open it, to touch it, to grab it. It's not a molested set of cards. These are going to be my cards that I opened. So let's get to it. Transporting you back to 1995, October of 95. Oh man, look at this. Look at that sealed goodness. Pack fresh cards. Oh, and right away I see a banger in there. Just kidding. I'm not going to be able to tell you if these are worth anything. The only thing I'll be able to tell you is what I think about them and what I think about their art. And this thing has great art. Nice red card. Anaba Ancestor. Costs 2 mana, a 1/1 creature. You can... What is that symbol there? Is that tap? That looks odd, the way that symbol is. Almost looks like an S. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Yeah, I don't know what that symbol is. Maybe it's the same symbol as that? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what that means. That's an odd symbol. But it says, target Minotaur gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. Anaba Ancestor. Summon a ghost. The ancestors are the wisdom of the tribe and the soul of the homelands. I am eternally in their debt. Taser. Illustrated by Anson Maddox. This is a nice looking card. I like it. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Oh, you know what? It just looks odd. I think it just means to tap. I think it's like a little sideways arrow. Next up, Sarah Inquisitors. Never seen this card before. Summon Inquisitors. They are 5 cost and only 3/3. If assigned a block, any black creatures are assigned a block it. Sarah Inquisitors get a +2/+0 until the end of turn. Alright, dude, so these guys are strong against black. Cemetery Gate. Never seen this card. It's part of the black cards, which I'm kind of happy I'm getting some black cards here because my vintage set could really use some black cards in order to get a plain deck out of it. Summon Wall. Protection from black. It keeps them out. Yes, it also keeps others in! Exclamation point. That's the grandmother Sengir or Sengir. Sengir. I think I've heard it, most people pronounce it Sengir, but let me know if that's right or wrong. You got a vampire looking dude back there. I think Sengirs might be some kind of vampire type. Art by Melissa Benson. I like this art. This is some good looking art right here. I would totally play this card. Whoa, look at these guys. Asen Bureaucrat. No, that can't be Asen, is it? Guys, I'm not a young buck anymore. I have trouble sometimes being able to see white on white back here. Yeah, I think it is Asen Bureaucrats. So what does that say? Summon bureaucrats. Dude, why would you want to summon bureaucrats? I don't want, dude. All right. So you summon these bureaucrats. You can tap. Okay. There, dude. Confirmed. It's easier to tell on this one. It is indeed just the tap symbol. It's just a little arrow pointing to the side saying that if you tap, then you would target Minotaur gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. All right. It's just it looks odd on that card. But it's the same design as this one, so got it. So tap target creature with power no greater than 2. I would say that our bureaucrats are no better than vipers, but I shouldn't insult the vipers. Minuet Death Speaker. Minuet? Dude, I cannot see that. Murat Death Speaker. That's actually a pretty cool little saying right there. Ambush. An instant. 4 mana. All blocking creatures gain first strike until end of turn. Don't these goons have anything better to do? Joskun and Hava Constable. Art by Alan Rabinowitz. Ambush. This is pretty cool art. Look at that. The dude's fighting off those green goblin looking things. And he's got a sword to do it with. Ambush. Next up, Hungry Mist. Summon Mist. During your upkeep, pay 2 green mana or bury Hungry Mist. If the air must feed, let it take the self-righteous. Murat, Death Speaker. Hungry Mist. This is a cool looking card, man. I like this card. Dude, a 6/2? This Mist is a freaking creature, dude? Okay, alright. It's a strong creature, but I guess it is a 4 cost, so. Okay. Carapace. Enchant creature for 1 mana. Target creature gets +0/+2. What is that symbol? Is that the same tap symbol? That looks different. Is that a 1? Is that a 1 cost of any mana? Dude, no way. Come on. 0 cost. So it doesn't cost any mana. Sacrifice Carapace to regenerate creature. Carapace enchants. Regenerate the creature that it enchants. Oh, okay, so if this guy enchanted a creature, you could sacrifice this card to regenerate the other guy. All right. And I don't know if this is the rare. I'm assuming this is the rare. It looks like it's the rare. It almost looks like damage right there, but I actually think it's one of those printing little bubbles, those little white bubbles that would pop up every once in a while on the printing. But we got Ebony Rhino, an artifact creature. Don't have this card, and I have a bunch of artifacts from 4th edition. But this creature is a 4/5 creature. He costs 7 to cast with Trample. That Rhino would fetch us a tidy sum, Joven. Perhaps it's time to make it ours. Chandler. Good old Chandler just looking to make some quick dough off this Ebony Rhino. All right. So we got those cards, man. Let me know if these are... I don't recognize any of these cards. Let me know if there was a hit, man. Maybe this is a hit. I don't know. Carapace. I didn't talk about the R, but it's cool looking. Let me see. How do we fare? We got 2 green. We got... I guess it's not a red. We got 2 red, colorless, black, and 2 white. Not bad. This booster pack gave you a nice little assortment. No blues in here. These are going to get Dragon Shielded, added to the collection, and then I don't know if I'll make a video on my draft cards. I don't see why anybody would want to see that, but I don't know. This is one of my starting videos of doing this for YouTube. I don't know if I'll keep it up, but entertaining myself here for 30 minutes. On to the second pack. Let's open it. 30 years later, momentarily going back to 1995. And look at that, total failure. Let's try up here. There we go. Homelands. Open it up. Pack fresh. Wizard School. How is that a wizard school? I can't tell what this is. What am I looking at? Is this a top view? Yeah, it is a top view of a staircase and then like a building up on a hill. Oh, it's a land. I heard these lands were like tricolor lands that are not all that powerful because you have to spend too much mana to make them work. Tap. Add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Okay. If you use a colorless mana and you tap, you can add water to your mana pool or blue. And then you can spend 2 to make a white or 2 to make a black. The legacy of Pharaohs lives on. This card is not as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, I know in modern Magic, this would be a totally underpowered card because you can get some of these effects for way less than the cost of, let's say, 2 mana. You got to spend 2 mana to get one white. Like, I don't think people do that nowadays. But if I make vintage deck versus vintage deck out of my cards, this could be interesting. Next up, Beast Walkers. Oh, look at these dudes. They got robes like from a bear. Banding until end of turn. The Beast Walkers do a great service to Aeson. As humans or as beasts, their heart is yet to Sarah True? Bears Sarah Inquisitor. Their heart is yet to Sarah True. Oh, I get it. These are loyalists to Sarah. I'm assuming Sarah Angel. I guess Homelands had like a story to go along with the Magic cards. Whereas before Alpha, Beta, Revised, 4th edition, there wasn't exactly a story. There was some recurring characters like the Herloon Minotaur. But with Homelands, there's a backstory to it involving Sarah Angel and 2 other notable characters that I can't think of right now. But banding is a thing I need to check on what that means exactly, how that works. But you got to spend 3 mana for a 2/2 creature. And then you got to use a green mana to have him have banding. Torture? What the? I've never seen this card. This card seems wrong on every level. A torture card? Is this like, dude? Is this thing banned? Enchant creature. Choose target creature. 1 colorless and 1 black. Put a -1/-1 counter on creature torture enchants. Oh, they scream right enough and plead too. But the Baron keeps no money in his vault of horrors. Zeki, Reef Pirate. Illustrated by Mark Tedden. This Mark Tedden guy has a lot of really good art. But this card is like, dude, he's getting marked in the back. What, like how they're going to torture him? Like, the dude looks tortured. This is horrific. Perfect black card. Next up, Anaba Bodyguard. Summon Bodyguard. First strike, okay. Not all Minotaurs are tribal, some are freelance. Evan the Relentless. No. Iran the Relentless. Okay. So, this is a bodyguard. I don't know if he should have said summon bodyguard Minotaur or Minotaur bodyguard, so it would have the Minotaur in that title line down there. Could have used them for, when some cards enchant creatures. Unless bodyguards, there's, cards that would enchant just bodyguards. Yes! I've seen this card, Memory Lapse. I wanted this card when I saw it. It just looked so cool. Like, to think of, doing that drawing on his head and with two pieces that fall out, and to call it Memory Lapse. And then I think what it says, the script here has to do with Memory Lapse. So counter target spell. Put that spell on top of its owner's library. What was I saying? Rebecca Wizard Savant. Rebecca with a V instead of a B. Rebecca. Another illustration by Mark Tedden. Dude, this Mark Tedden guy, or Tedin, freaking skillful, good art. Incredible, dude. This is a great card. I'm glad I got this blue. Ambush Party. Summon Ambush Party. We had that Ambush Mist that was in green, I believe. Now we got this Ambush Party. First strike. Ambush party can attack the turn it comes into play on your side. The roads to, what is that saying? Koskan Keep are mostly safe these days. Mostly. Koskan and Havra Constable. Mark Poole. Dude, that's also a name that sounds, he must be one of like the regulars for Magic back in the day. Because that Mark Poole name sounds very familiar. Man, but this thing's only 3-1? I guess the first strike, it would be able to kill off a lot of enemies before they are able to do damage to him. So, ambush party, but that's a big cost for that. Reef Pirates. Summon ships. Whenever Reef Pirates damages any opponent, take the top card of his or her library and put it into his or her graveyard. What does that say? Zeki sails with a dead crew, not out of villainy, but pragmatism. Baron Senger. Dude, this is good art. Look at that. These dudes are hardened reef pirates. It looks like they're still in the ocean. Is this the ocean back in there? And it looks like they're on the ship. Yeah, dude, these guys are ready to raid summon ships. Whoa, look at this. Never seen this card, but it looks really cool. Clockwork Steed, an artifact creature. Whoa, this has a lot of print. And it's really small. I'll read it to you. Cannot be blocked by artifact creatures. When Clockwork Steed comes into play, put 4 +1/+0 counters on it. At the end of any combat in which Clockwork Steed attacked or blocked, remove one of these counters. Then you can choose the amount of colorless mana and tap it, and you can put that amount of mana +1/+0 counters on Clockwork Steed. You may have no more than 4 of these counters on Clockwork Steed. Use this ability only during your upkeep. Amy Weber, an 03. This is, how do you think of this? I think there's another couple cards that have something similar about Clockwork. Yeah. If you're into watches and things like that with those kind of gears and small, intricate, very precise movements, this is a really cool card. I'm not wearing a high-end watch today, just got a little old school Timex, but yeah, I can definitely appreciate this. These Clockwork Steed. That might have been the last card. Yep, we're back to Wizard School. All right, guys, those are my cards, man. Let's see what we got. Colorless, blue, red, blue, black, red, white, and colorless. So no greens in this one. But that's it, man. Almost 30 minutes on 2 booster packs. When people do reels and shorts that are like 15 seconds long, I'm sorry, guys. I know I take up a lot of your time, but maybe you don't even watch the video. Maybe you just listen to my voice and are like me. You just Magic the Gathering content right now. You see it, you like it, you click play on it, you let the video ride. Hopefully there's not a bunch of ads. I'm not monetized by any means, so whatever ads come up on my video, do not purchase anything from them, all right? Make it a personal goal of yours that those people that are putting ads are taken away from the video and they are not going to get your business, all right? Also, I don't know if other YouTubers do this or not, but I've always wanted to say, do not like or subscribe my video. Do not do it. I don't want you to. I'm so sick and tired of YouTubers saying, like that video, subscribe. No, dude. Just stop it, dude. Stop it. Don't like my video. Don't subscribe. But I will say, if you like more of my content, then somehow eventually you'll come back to my videos and watch another one. Now, I will kind of tell you, I got 2 Fallen Empires booster packs coming in. Paid $30 for them. By the way, did I mention I paid $30 for these 2 packs? $15 plus $15, more like $13, but with the shipping, came out to 30 bucks. 30 bucks in 2025 for this stuff. Unbelievable. But for me, getting to open stuff from when I was a kid is meaningful, you know? It's nostalgic. So I'll leave it at that. Stay tuned for a Fallen Empires video, and I will catch you guys on the next one.